What's up, everyone? I'm Duncan, and this is an important day. We've had some really, really big Pokemon news. I'm joined today by a guru of single battling, a man who is known as one of the best singles battlers on the planet, one of the oldest beings in creation, Jamvad himself.
Really had to throw the old in. I was like, okay, I'm feeling this. But yeah, what's up, everybody?
So, Jamvad's got a brand new YouTube channel, the Jamvad Academy. It's linked down below. If you want to get good at competitive, this is a good video to start watching for like the future of competitive, because we're going to talk about it here. I've got the guru here, ready to talk about it. He's been studying in a mountain cave for 2,000 years. But
yeah, with
if you go sub
what's
to
the name of that Pokemon?
Which one?
Gushifu or something like that.
Oh, that's new
what's
one.
Been going on.
The Urshifu, Cubfu, and Urshifu. Yeah, he's come out of his cave and he's here. Yep. So go sub to the Jamvad Academy. There's a link in the description down below. He literally wrote the book on competitive Pokemon. That's not a joke. 2 books, right? Yeah. So check out his book on Amazon. All of that good stuff. But if you want to get better at competitive, which I definitely do, learn from Jamvad. And we're actually going to do a series at some point of me finally getting good at singles.
Yeah.
I need that singles mindset, man. That being willing to let a mon die and identifying your wing condition and stuff like that. I know what I'm meant to do. I just don't do it.
Trust me, I told you, it'll take like a week. You think it's going to take a long time, but I've had clients that within a week, like a 400 point jump.
Because you do coaching as well.
Yeah, I do private coaching.
All right, so yeah, lots of stuff to check out Jamvad's channel for. So this game's going to change a lot, right? This singles meta is going to change. First things first, we need to talk about VGC. VGC is not going to change, at least this season, because these dexes are separate. They are the Isle Armor dex, and they're the Crown Tundra dex, and the VGC rule set says Galar dex only. It's why Incineroar won't be legal in VGC once Home comes, or Bank, or whatever they're calling it now. And it's why none of these mons, when they're released, will be VGC legal. So we're not going to talk about VGC. This is all about Smogon singles. And we're going to see some big changes, right? We've got June. All these mons on the left. Kingdra, Volcarona, Magnezone, Lycanroc, Zorua, Dedenne, Azumarill's coming back, Chansey and Blissey and all of that nonsense. We've got Talonflame coming back, who for some reason isn't in this image, but it's definitely coming back. So, impact on the meta, Jamvad. What's your prediction here?
So this is gonna be interesting, right? If you're a player of Smogon singles currently, and you know you're an avid ladder player, maybe you even just dabble on the ladder, you'll notice that a lot of Pokemon within the OU metagame are fairly usable. Like there are a lot of usable things. You really can take things from the RU tier and throw them on an OU team and it'll be effective. And that's been the case many generations, back. But I think with the introduction of the new Pokemon, and we're going to jump straight to Tundra, the last one where everything comes back. I think the metagame's literally going to get turned on its head, where it's going to be like a raid, like a takeover. All the old Pokemon are going to just flood into the metagame and dominate.
I definitely agree on the Tundra one. I mean, we haven't discussed the Tundra one. These are not the only mons coming back in Tundra. They're also bringing back
we're doing something separately?
All the old legends. Yeah, because June is the first one, right? So that's going to be a new meta in June. I think it's kind of exciting, that concept, though, right? Like June being a new meta. We've had our meta. Then there's the June meta, and then there's going to be the Crown Tundra meta. Right.
It's like they're doing it like you're exploring different like you're literally exploring. So it's you explored this region, and then there's another island over there. Let's go use Lapras and surf, and then it's like this whole new region that you discover. It's crazy, and I think they're going to do that for the other 200 Pokemon. I think that's how they're going to do it.
You think they're going to keep going? You think there's going to be a DLC Pass 2? I think so too. I don't think there will be another new Pokemon game next year. I think they're going to take a year off, or if there is a game, it will be a remake that brings back the last 200. But that's of like Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. But other than that, I think that this is our meta. So I think you've made it very, very clear. It was something I was going to address later. The Crown Tundra impact is much bigger on the meta than the Isle of Armor.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Isle of Armor also has Galarian Slowpoke coming back, which is actually interesting to me because it gets... Did you know it gets Gluttony now?
I have no info on the Pokemon as of yet. I didn't even know Chansey and Blissey are back. Where did you find that?
It's right here on the Expansion Pass website. Here you go.
Oh, there's an Expansion Pass website.
Probably should have discussed this beforehand. It's fine. Beryl can edit it down. Yeah, so there's 2 images for like Mons that are coming back, and obviously there's going to be more, but yeah, I think we're going to see Volcarona being used.
Oh, I mean, it's one of the best Pokemon that ever existed. Yeah. So it's definitely with heavy duty boots.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just going to be a monstrosity.
It's a good defogger with heavy duty boots.
Dude, Volk is insanely lethal. So in the Z-move era, it was one of the most dangerous Pokemon, primarily because with the combination of fire and Bulk Stab, it can hit pretty much everything. And at +1, there are only few things that could take its stabs. Pokemon that have the type combination of
and those Pokemon did not appreciate Giga Drain mostly, like other than...
Well, it's not even just Giga Drain. It was the biggest thing was the Z Psychic. So
Toxapex, yeah.
It was huge because you don't know which one it has. You don't know what Z move it has. So if it's Z Psychic and you leave your Toxapex in, and that's your designated Volcarona counter, you're dead, and then it just sleeps you. So now, I mean, Z moves are gone, but now you don't have to worry about hazards. So bulky Volcarona and offensive Volcaronas are going to spike in usage. Definitely top 5 Pokemon coming out.
Yeah, and then obviously there are other threats like Magnezone and Chansey, and Azumarill coming back is kind of big. But yeah, I think Volcarona is the biggest impact on that meta. I think we're going to see more Mons as well, because they've only revealed these ones to us so far, but they have stated 100 plus Pokemon either new or returning. It's going to be... Yeah.
Are you talking about up to the June release?
In the June release, 100 plus Pokemon, and then in the Crown Tundra release, another over 100. They've said over 100 in each release.
Oh, I misinterpreted that completely. I thought they meant 200 and all, like flat 200, but it's... No,
it's over 100. The image was tweeted at me. I will drag it up real quick. Opened this image from the get-go. So this is the... I'll send it to you as well. So this is sort of the thing that's saying that will be in here. So the first paid update is the Isle of Armor, and then as part of that, there's a free update of over 100 familiar species of Pokemon will be available to join your adventures in Pokemon Sword and Shield. And then they say that newly added Pokemon can be attained within the base game without the DLC, which is really important to note. You don't have to pay to play with these Pokemon. You can go online with them no matter what. You can breed them, trade them, all of that stuff. But yeah, so over 100 new Mons. So these Mons that they've shown us are just the tip of that iceberg.
And so just to clarify for somebody who might not understand, so are you saying that what you're paying for is really the region play?
Yeah, you pay for the region play. Okay. So you pay for the expansion gameplay. So the actual region, the story, the new raids and all of that. But you can use the Mons in the base game. There will be an update for the base game that will allow that base game to interact with people who have bought the DLC, and you'll be able to use everything. So you don't have to have the expansion pass in order to use these Pokemon. You just need it in order to go and catch them in-game. But if you want to use home or bank or whatever to transfer them, that's all possible. But yeah, I think Galarian Slowpoke looks to have a boosted attack stat right now based on the early information that we have. So I think Galarian Slowbro will be a physical attacker, and it gets Gluttony and it gets Belly Drum, so that could be interesting. That might be a nice Trick Room sweeper.
Where did you see the stats? You said early information.
Early information as in we've caught them in game and people have bred them and got perfect IV ones. Yeah, I mean, Dan's already got a shiny one because as part of a free update today, you could catch the Slowpoke. It can't evolve yet, though, so that's why I'm saying it's early information, because they have not put the code for the Slowbro or the Slowking in the game yet. So all we know is he starts with a poison move, and he's pure Psychic now, not Psychic Water. So I think he's going to be Psychic Poison, and I think he's going to be Physical, personally.
Interesting.
But we've got a lot of other stuff to discuss. Right, so... I think we've had a Pokemon expert tell us that this is going to completely turn the metagame on the head. Do you think that they'll preserve old metagames on Showdown? so that there will be the sort of Sword and Shield base game, Isle of Armor.
I do not, because the reason I'm saying this is because generally, one, it just takes a lot to maintain it, and I don't think they're gonna have enough traffic for them to keep maintaining that metagame. I don't think the people who code Showdown are gonna really appreciate that.
No.
And then people are gonna just be excited. They're just not gonna play that.
They don't want to play it. That's true.
Yeah. So I don't think they're gonna keep it. Could there possibly be a ton of bans and shifts and yes, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think it's literally gonna be a tornado. Like a tornado. Because we've never, if you think about it, we've never had this many new Pokemon inserted into a metagame at once.
No, we haven't. We've had a new metagame with this many Pokemon, but we've never had this many Pokemon just, yep, they're in now. Go.
Yeah.
Have fun. Like, it's
survive.
It's going to be very difficult. Like, it's going to be a brand new metagame, right? Like, early days are going to be like the early days of this metagame where, like, people were just sweeping with weather and like all-out hyper offense and very little skill. My favorite time in the whole metagame was just the time where I can make it look like I'm really good. I made it to like 1900 on the ladder right early, and now I'm just bombing back down to the 1500s, which is where I belong.
Okay, you're a 1500 player. Okay, wait. I can get you there fast. I thought you were like a 1300 player. 1500, that's easy work.
I'm 1500 in singles, and I'm like 1800 in VGC.
Okay, you're solid then. We can.
Yeah, I've got the fundamentals, bro. I've got the fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think the metagames being turned on their head is really, really interesting, and it's going to be a really interesting time. If you enjoy the current metagame, get your time played now, because June it's all over. Let's discuss the Crown Tundra update though, because that's the one I know you want to talk about because of all the legendaries, right? We know a lot more of the Mons coming back. Every cover legend ever and every trio is coming back. Along with two new regents.
It distinctly says cover legendary?
Yeah, it's all that's what the images that were flashing past. It was all cover legendaries and trios. So
because I was wondering in the sense of, because I saw Heatran and I saw Latios, but they specifically showed those. You saw Crest, so I assume Darkrai. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure if it's strictly covered because
that's true. Because we saw Latios, we'll probably have Latias, stuff like that.
Yeah, Latias was shown. Latias and Latios were shown. Okay. Cresselia was shown. Kyurem was shown. So I'm like, well, they didn't show Arceus, but I assume if you bring Heatran and Crest back, you'd bring Arceus back, Yeah,
let's play this in the background while we're going. Let's just slam through them. Like, Mewtwo was first, then we saw Ho-Oh, Lugia, and their trio. Then we saw, obviously, the Weather trio. Then we saw the Lake trio, then Palkia Dialga. We saw, Landorus. Only in his incarnate form, we can hope that Therion's not coming back and that it's just going to be the incarnate forms. There's no item currently in the game for switching forms of Landos, so... Oh no, you know what? That's just not true, because you'll be able to just transfer them through Pokemon Home in the Therion form, so there's no hope. There is no hope.
Yeah, and something, you might not be realizing, Therion is actually not the more dangerous form. I is more dangerous than Therion.
But it's Ubers.
But it gets banned all the time. And Sheer Force, if I recall correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Hurricane a tutor move now?
Yes.
So
it's a TR now. Oh my god.
Sheer Force, Hurricane, Landorus, I. Pick your switch. There are none. That thing will. Oh my god.
It gets Nasty Plot by TR now as well, probably.
Dude, it gets Calm Mind anyway. He had something to boost. It's over, dude. Like, that thing is getting super banned. But now it has really dangerous moves. So if you're somebody who is familiar with the Uber tier, that's where all the legendaries are. Yeah. That metagame is gonna get turned on his head. Zacian is running it right now. But when Groudon comes back and all that.
Is Zacian not still the best Pokemon ever made?
It is right now.
Like, no, do you not think it's the strongest Pokemon competitively ever made?
I'm not sure. Mega Rayquaza is pretty.
It hits harder than Mega Rayquaza.
Is that true?
Yeah, all the calcs, it hits harder because it gets +1 attack on switching.
So what if the Rayquaza is Life Orb? It still hits harder?
Yep. Just a little bit than Life Orb. It hits less hard than Band, though.
Of course, because it's just naturally stronger.
But it's faster
that's
as well.
interesting.
It's faster as well, which is significant.
It's tough. It's tough. Rayquaza is harder to counter.
Yeah.
That's the. It's not. Zacian has like counters.
Yeah, that's true. Mega Rayquaza doesn't have any counters. Just you can't.
It's impossible.
Rayogo is a horrible thing.
You getting into VGC?
Oh, I'm super into VGC, dude. I love VGC. I prefer it to singles.
I actually really enjoy it as well, but you know, I'm a singles master, so to try to go into a metagame that I don't know, I won't be okay with sucking, and I don't have the kind of time.
That's true. When you're the guy who wrote the book, you're like, you don't want to start again, man.
It'll take a ton of time, right? And I don't have that kind of time, so I'm like, man, I'll just watch Duncan win from a far.
I'm off the regionals tomorrow. I
Really?
hope I do all right.
Man,
Yeah, I just
luck.
want to top cut. I just want to top cut regionals. Is that too much to ask?
I don't expect anything less.
A few more things. Reggies. We got 2 new Reggies confirmed. We got an electric Reggie Thunder, or whatever it's going to be called. That's pure electric's an interesting type. It's a good typing defensively, right? Like slap an air balloon on it, or slap a Shuckleberry on it, and it's a good defensive typing. And the Reggies are generally tanks. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, slow, okay offensive stats and really solid defensive stats.
Yeah. So, Reggie Lightning.
One thing though, before you go with the Reggie Lightning thing, if you remember in the past, the Reggies had a formula in the sense of, Regice had the high special defense, Regirock had the high defense, and then Steel was a mixture. So as you're about to go into them, I'd like to hear your thoughts on how you think they're going to mix. I think they could actually treat them sort of like a Tapu Koko kind of deal, where each has its
special stat. Yeah, they're all good, but one has the stat it specializes in.
Yes.
Maybe so Reggie Lightning will be speed then.
Speed or even special attack. We could see him drop its tanky stats and then bump special attack. And then what I think is going to be Reggie Dragon is going to have a really high attack stats.
It is Reggie Dragon. Dark, some people were saying, but it's it's got a dragon skull for an arm. It's Reggie Dragon. Yeah. So you think that will be the physical one? I think that would be awesome. And I think that's actually you're probably right. I think that is very, very likely and would be very cool. Because we'll see some hard hitters if that's the case. Because their defensive stats are off the fucking chain. So, yeah, that'll be some hard hitters. Couple of other things to discuss are the new mythical, the weird reindeer with a bulb on its head. It's a psychic grass mythical.
Why is everybody hating on this? I think it looks like a Pokemon. It looks like Saw's book.
Oh no, I don't hate it.
Went to university in England.
Bro, that dude. I think it's cool as fuck. I think it's really cool, but it is like a weird reindeer with a big berry on its head.
True. Fair enough.
That doesn't make it bad, but grass psychic, so just like Celebi. Yeah. It's a good typing. Bug is a problem.
Bug is definitely a problem. It's interesting, right? Because we don't know. One thing that's interesting about types like those, especially grass, which is interesting, saying interesting several times, but that's how interesting it is. Grass offensively is okay, yet for some reason over generations, grass types have always managed to do just enough to be just dangerous. In Ubers, grass is actually quite solid. It's not easily resisted. And the things that resist it are weak to very similar moves. So almost all of them are always weak to rock. So grass, Mercs, just kind of go into old gens, Groudon, Kyogre, rock destroys all the flying types that generally resist it, and all the Arceus forms tend to not resist grass. Well, the ones that are commonly used. So in the case of this Pokemon, if it has some really solid stats, it looks fast. It looks like something with a lot of speed and a lot of special attack.
Yeah, it does.
If that's the case, I think, especially if they're probably going to give it some kind of special move. If that's the case, I think this thing could be really, really dangerous. Really, really dangerous if it's fast.
for sure. I think that's for sure true. I mean, even if it's like standard mythical spread, right? 100 all stats, which we haven't had in a while. So I definitely wouldn't assume that it's going to be standard mythical with 100 all stats because we haven't seen that in
2 generations, I believe.
We didn't see it in Gen 7. We didn't see it in Gen 6. So yeah, since Gen 5, we have not seen it in a 3D game.
Victini.
So I wouldn't assume that, but even if it did have that, it's still just Celebi with new moves. So it's still good. And that's
I don't think they treat it like Celebi then. If it's, I think what you just said is confirmation that it probably won't be $100 because they literally would just remake Celebi.
Exactly. Just give it a new move pool. So I think it's going to be interesting to see. I think it will be fast and special attack. I think you're probably right. The last thing is these Galarian forms. The very last thing I want to discuss. The Galarian forms of the birds. They've clearly changed typing. And they've clearly kept their non-flying type. I'm hoping they give them all levitate. Because otherwise they are all very, very weak to ground. Because the 3 typings look to be Moltres with this Dark Fire. Dark Fire's I don't even know if that's a good typing. What's a Dark Fire type to...
Incineroar.
It's a good typing.
Offensively, but it's funny because Incineroar isn't even... It's in VGC at least. In singles, it's not very good. But in VGC, it's just its utility. Like, it's the combination of moves that it got. It's not necessarily
fake out
just...
and the intimidate and the U-turn and the everything.
Fake
and Darkest Lariat
everything.
ignoring stat boosts and all of that. So yeah, no, I was just making a joke about Incineroar, but no. Darkfire, interesting offensive typing, not amazing, not terrible. Articuno looks to be Ice Steel. It's got a very sort of mecha look to the head and to this this metal headpiece, and it shoots lasers out of its eyes. I mean,
like, that's crazy.
it's gotta be Ice Steel, right?
Steel.
So it's another weak to ground Pokemon.
And what do you think the last one is?
Zapdos is fighting electric.
You think it's fighting electric? I think Zapdos is fighting electric as well, which I am pumped for because it's about damn time.
We've never had one. Zeraora wasn't fighting type.
How was there not a Mega Electivire fighting type? Like, it literally learns Cross Chop. I'm sure it's gonna get close combat. It literally learned a Dynamic Punch. It had all the things back then, yet they just decided no fighting type for you. And then Zeraora, the definition of looking like a fighting electric type.
It literally,
they gave it CC.
The design brief for Zeraora was like, make a fighting electric type, and then they forgot to add the fighting type. I swear that must have been what it is.
I promise you that's what happened. I actually think the Zapdos, hopefully Game Freak, please give it the fighting type so we can have that while Landers will still be around and no hidden powers, which is huge. I still think it'll be incredible. I think the Moltres might be Ghost. It looks.
You think it might be Ghost?
Ghost. It looks ghostly, like the
flame effect around it, the particle effect. Yeah. I see that, and actually, there's art down in black and white. There's art down black and white in the bottom right of like it coming back to life as like a phoenix.
Bingo. That would make sense if that's the lore around it.
Because
in this
Moltres
region.
is a phoenix, right? Like
bingo.
Oh,
it looks
all right. Mad theory. They've all got unique abilities. Zapdos is getting speed boost. Moltres is getting ability that when it gets KO'd, it comes back to life with half health. All right,
that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
I mean, you'd still, if they outsped you and killed you, I think you'd still lose your attack, but you'd then resurrect with half health. Oh no, it gets KO'd, it goes back into its Pokeball, then the ability triggers, and you come back to life with half health, and you can send it in again. Boom.
So you think it just is like that would be crazy?
Regenerator.
Like part of me wants that. It's right, but only when it dies. So if it doesn't, damn, that would be. Especially if this is a really hard thing to kill.
Yeah.
That would be
so frustrating. You get your counter in, you kill it, and then it's like, nah, I'm coming back.
Especially how good Ghost is in this generation.
Yeah. So maybe Ghost. That would make sense with the fighting Steel Ghost as well. Right? Because Ghost is immune to fighting, and then fighting super effective on Steel, and then we'll just ignore the fact that Steel doesn't hit Ghost super effectively. I don't know. But, no, Ghost could be cool. I think that would be really, really cool competitively, but these things, they're going to shake the meta up. I think Zapdos is going to be really good. If Electric Fighting is such a good offensive typing, I think it could be really, really good. Make it physical as well, which would be nice. Wild Charge and High Jump.
Yeah. And Gliscor, I don't know if Gliscor is going to be coming back. It's going to be interesting, man, because I think CC is a move tutor, and something that I don't know if you had planned to mention it. There are actually no new move tutors as well. Like, so there are new moves.
So there are new move tutors, and those move tutors give all new moves. It says in the image. I don't know where that image is, but yeah. All new moves. And then the last mon to discuss, I guess, is Urshifu with the fighting water type and then the fighting dark type. I think fighting water is a better typing. Correct me if I'm wrong. In general.
I haven't. Oh yeah, defensively, like in the balance of defensive and offensive, sure. I just don't know. I'd have to see, because all the fighting dark types we've had were slow. So if this thing is fast, if you think about all the things that resist fighting, and if this thing has something like a unique strong dart move, or a unique strong like knockoff or something like that, very few things come in that enjoy knockoff and enjoy a CC.
That's true.
So it's they have psychic resist.
But the thing is, they have the same moveset as each other than one unique move. That was confirmed. So they have one unique move each, and then other than that, they've got the same moveset and same ability.
Well, I still think, depending on how their stats are distributed, like if the dark one is fast, we're talking maybe speed.
The water one is the rapid strike style, and then the dark one is the single strike style. So if either of them is going to be fast, it'll be the water one.
Well, good point based on the lore. But I'm pretty sure there's been some Pokemon that had like literal speed, and this thing that had like base 20 speed. Like, it's crazy. Who knows? I'm pumped for everything, man.
And brand new tutor moves with moves that have never been seen in past generations. So this is just, it's going to absolutely crush the meta. It's basically all we've really discussed here. That's the point to take away. If you're going to take away anything from this conversation, take away the fact that this has absolutely smashed the meta to pieces. The meta is going to change completely.
And if what Duncan says, like, well, no, it's not if, he mentioned 100 new Pokemon. So right in the Isles of Armor, they only showed maybe, I don't know, 10? Maybe 10. Yeah. There are 90 more. And, they're probably going to be evolved, like, small forms and all that. Yeah. But there are at least 30 new of them.
30 new fully evolved mons at the very least, right? At the least. And there are some that we've seen already that are only 2-stage evolutions. I think we can assume 50 final stage evolution mons.
Right, which is a lot to inject into a metagame. And then you can already see Chansey and Volcarona are coming back. So for all you stall lovers out there and haters, brace yourselves, because
Stall's back.
Right, the key to stall has returned, which is Chansey.
Plus, it'll get toxic again. Because Toxic's coming back via bank and all of that. So it is. Oh, plus I can dress in a suit. And that's the most important thing for my competitive ability. Once I'm in a suit, you'll see the true Duncan will be unleashed. I'll never lose another game. I'll beat Joey in Draft League. And then I'll win everything.
Are you in WBE?
Yeah, I'm in the WBE, dude.
Okay, bro. We need to get that coaching session on.
Hell yeah. You can help me team build too.
Yeah, I got you. Because I'm in the draft league too. So I gotta get my draft league team building skills up. But it's gonna be crazy this year.
Well, look out for all of that and more. Check out Jamvad's channel. Please subscribe to Jamvad's channel. He lost his original channel due to these Russian hackers who are stealing YouTube channels right now, and YouTube just does nothing to help. We're trying to rebuild the Jamvad Academy. Check it out down below. We're gonna be doing coaching sessions myself with Jamvad. So look forward to that. And then obviously the Draft League stuff. So if you follow him on YouTube, you'll get to see his Draft Leagues too, I'm sure. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.